one of the belief systems of civilizations, and this is something that was actually in Wikipedia, they mentioned it, is a belief system of supremacy, okay? And when you think about all of the civilizations from the beginning of civilizations, way back thousands of years, every single one of those civilizations had a belief of their supremacy over others. It's where you get colonialism, that's where you get imperialism, that's where you get slavery and oppression, right? Supremacy is a fundamental belief system inside of our civilization. And again, beliefs create behaviors, behaviors result in consequences. That's natural law, and there's no avoiding it. And so in order for us to create different results, we need to completely shift our behaviors. And right now, we live in a society, in an economy that rewards negative behaviors. It rewards the Zuckerbergs of the world. It rewards corporations that externalize costs and take zero liability, right? It rewards governments that restrict freedoms. And so we live in a world today, and I think this is what's missing in this conversation, and what's missing from the dialogue, is that we have a ruling elite in this world. I don't think there's any argument about that. This isn't a conspiracy or anything like that. There is a ruling elite, a wealthy elite that get together at Davos, they get together and decide where the world is heading when it comes to technology and climate change and governance and all these types of things. We have no say in that. To think that our votes count for anything as far as influencing what these world leaders decide at Davos and these places that they meet, that's a joke. So we know that we have a ruling elite. If we also understand and can agree on that supremacy is a fundamental belief of our civilization, then we could also agree that these elites have a belief of supremacy, that they are supreme over others. And again, to think any other way, like, do we think that our elites are somehow thinking about all of us little people and what's best for all of us? Could we really argue that? I mean, you'd have to be a fool, I think, to argue that statement. So we know that they think of themselves as supreme. And when you think of yourself as supreme over others, who are the others to you? Well, they're expendable. They're just objects. They're expendable objects. And you don't really consider their well-being. And I think that's the one thing that's really missing from this conversation, because they're assuming that we're living in a benevolent world with benevolent leaders, that somehow we're going to get together because we all want the best for everybody and we're going to solve these problems. What if there are people, very powerful, influential people, that make big decisions, right, that affect all of our lives? What if those people are not benevolent? What if those people actually see themselves as supreme and see the rest of us as expendable? Then these conversations seem a little futile. And if we don't address that problem, again, framing the problem, what is the problem? I'm suggesting, if that is a part of the problem, then that needs to come into the conversation. And unfortunately, what I see from a lot of these academics and these, very intelligent people is that they're unwilling to have that conversation and face the reality that perhaps our leaders, the most influential people that we uphold in high levels in government and in business, perhaps they're not benevolent. Perhaps they don't have our best interests in heart. And if that's the case, that's a problem that we really need to address.